This is a little story. I was talking to a friend of mine on the phone, and I decided to make a video about it. Back in my younger, more exciting years, I went to University of Massachusetts at Amherst. In case anybody's wondering, for a couple of years. Anyway, my roommate was Lance. I won't tell you his last name because some might steal his identity, and you might be taller than him in the picture. Anyway, Lance, if you're watching this, this video is for you. I think we're the only. I think we made history that year because I don't know. Apparently, I was told after we were well remembered after we left. I mean, I don't know if anybody knows. But I distinctly remember Lance being carried home by several women back to our dorm. Like he used to go out party, get a little inebriated, and that was some gals tucking him in, which was awesome. I mean, I didn't mind. It was funny. But there was we had a lot of crazy stories. I remember one time I went to a party. I went to a frat house with him. Got invited, and I was in the bathroom, and there was a wall of food. I'm like, you drink, you want food. I'm standing there, I'm in the toilet, I'm taking a piss, and somehow their pantry was behind their toilet. Like, so you're standing there, the toilet's, there was this really big bathroom, maybe about 10 feet wide. And if I remember correctly, I was drunk, so I don't know. It seemed like the toilet was in the middle, and there was like one of those old-fashioned, houses that the shells built in the walls. And there was all food on the wall. And I'm like, I'm like, hey, looking around, like, it's got to be something I can snack on. I'm hungry, because when you drink, you get hungry. And there was a big tub of peanut butter. I don't know if it was Skippy or Peter Pan or whatever. I was like, ooh, this looks good. So I cracked it open, peeled the thing off, finished going to the bathroom. I don't even think I washed my hands. And I stuck my finger and I started eating peanut butter. Somebody's like, hey, I'm like, want some peanut butter? And I started going around. The peanut butter jar went around the party. I'm pretty sure everybody got some disease that day from sticking their fingers in the jar, shoving up their nose and shit. And went around the party, and all of a sudden I remember hearing, who the hell's digging in our food? Blah, blah, blah. You're stealing our food, eating it. And you just hear, everybody, get the hell out. And the whole party got shut down. Unbeknownst to most people, it was because of my fault. So we drunkenly, and I remember that we had to go up, I forgot what the road's name was, Butterfield Terrace. We lived on a hill, and this hill was steep. We were like, walk around. That was funny. We had some pretty wild times. Some of it I literally don't remember. Once I, was going across campus, and I think I passed out in the middle of campus, and I woke up in someone else's dorm room, and I was like, all tucked in, my pants were all folded by the bed. I'm like, did I just get what do you call it, date raped or something? I mean, hey, I was in college, single, I wouldn't have cared. But anyway, I didn't wake up with a sore ass. And I remember I woke up in the middle of the night, I'm like, where the hell am I? And I was in the other side of campus, somebody's dorm. Like, I get up, there's like these two women. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, I gotta get out of here. I stumble out of the building, go out the door, fire door goes off, walk out. Nothing happens, A week or two goes by. All of a sudden, I'm walking across campus, and this girl's like, hey! I'm like, do I know you? Hey! I'm like, yeah, me? Who, me? Like, what the hell do you want me? She's like, did you get home okay? And I'm like, I'm thinking like, yeah, I'm not dead. You're seeing me alive. I'm like, who are you? She's like, you don't remember us? I'm like, no. She's like, you remember you passed out in the quad area? I'm like, oh my God. Like, I never been so embarrassed in my life. She's like, oh, we just wanted to make sure you're okay. I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. I just turned beet red and fucking walked away. But I can tell you many moments like that. many. And yeah, I'll just stop here. But anyway, went to school at Lance. I think we roommates were almost. First it was Willie and Lance. I think Willie left. I don't know if anybody knows Willie Montello or Willie. I don't know. It was some of the Pine Ridge Reservation, and we don't know what happened to him. If anybody knows Willie from Pine Ridge who went to UMass in early '90s, tell him to get a hold of me. But anyway, me and Lance had fun. We had roommates together. I don't know. We had fun. Anyway, he's doing the adult thing, and I found out last week or whatever, that his father passed away. And basically it's, I'm shocked. I'm like, fucking, like, holy Christ. My condolences, Lance. Like what? I even forgot to tell you my condolences on the phone. I was just like, holy shit. But even my wife was like, whoa, really? That's like, people are fucking dying like flies these days. It was just I have to say I'm like, when you meet people and you're just like blown away when you talk to them, and that she's one of the people that like that sticks out. Like there's a lot of people I met in my life that stand out because of the stupid shit they did, and then there's other people that stand out for the sheer amount of knowledge that you have. Like I've never met somebody who was so like knowledgeable about mostly Hopi culture and Native people and stuff. And so Lance, yeah, I'm baffled. And I know one of the things you asked me on the phone is like, does that feeling ever go away? And when you're like, hey, I gotta ask my dad something. My dad's been gone almost what, 5, 6, at least 7 years. It's crazy. I think it's 7 years because my daughter was, I think, was just like 2. And honestly, I don't. Basically, the suck turns into like like it kind of goes away, but it doesn't because you're always like, fuck, man, like you're missing this. Fuck, you would have loved this, and you're just like, ah, fuck, you would have loved this. But I mean, for me, it's like this stuff. Every time I do something, I'm hammering stuff. I get this like weird like premonition, like my dad's in here somewhere, and he told me like, make sure you clean your tools and clean up your stuff. Obviously I never really listened very well, but it doesn't go away. You just learn to celebrate whatever you remember or whatever they talked about. And I was never good at remembering the details of everything in my life. Like I always forgot. Like people are like, oh, you remember that? I'm like, no. Plus when my uncle got shot when I was younger, I kind of wiped half that memory out. But somehow I can remember what the hell's in a cereal box or what the hell, chemicals and shit. That's useless knowledge. But I remember, like, working on stuff and working on the house. And I remember my father growing up, he was working on. I feel like I'm his clone. It doesn't look anything like him. But like today, I was working in my store building my own shelves because I can't afford to pay somebody $400 to build a completely inferior fucking shelf that I don't even want. And so my father we when I worked in his store later, I helped him like build shelves, and my brother would help him. And we'd go help them buy the wood and carry it in the cart and stuff and load it in the car. And I hated those melamine shells because they're the worst. Like you drill out, you have to like pre-drill it and drill it perfectly, and all of a sudden it just breaks off and the shelf's fucked, and gotta put a little wood on there, and it, like they sag, and they're never like they suck unless they're like this thick. Even then, if you get one that's more than 3 feet, it's like brrr. But I mean, you never like, it's just a constant reminder of, oh yeah, my dad taught me how to use a hammer because like he was like, hey, go get me the hammer. Oh, come on the roof, we'll help you. And we're all scared of fights, but we like seeing all the stuff on the roof. Come on, I'll help you do this. And we drive everywhere and we'll get motorcycle parts. I remember using the peanut machine, getting peanuts, and it was always like, can I have a dinky? Can I have a dinky? Now my son comes to me last week, Dada, dinky? Dinky? I'm like, what do you, like, he's asking me like I brought a dinky home. Sure enough, I brought one because I'm a sucker. Because I had tons of dinkies and I like dinkies. I think my parents were broke and I was still convinced them to buy me a dinky for, it must have been like 50 cents. But that was a lot of money, and my parents didn't have shitload of money, so. But, it sucks because like, why the fuck do people live on this earth just to live less than 100 years and drop dead with all that knowledge? It makes no sense, but it is what it is. Like you can't do anything about it. I mean, we can put our brains, download our brains in the AI. But if I'm me and that AI stills all my shit, well, how do I know I'm in there? Like, I mean, like, sure I live on, but I'm like over here, and it doesn't make sense. But no, you don't. I mean, some people it never gets better because they're always like, oh, poor me. And I find like, what? My dad gave me a gift of like, that's he used to always tell me, build things, build something, do it right. Don't do it half-assed. Like, don't ever do a job for somebody and do a shitty job, because you'll get. It's gonna they're gonna judge you for that job. So I used to like volunteer to do stuff and make sure I try to do it as best as possible. Little things, and you don't forget it because that's why I feel bad. Like you can see the difference of kids that don't have parents and don't have them there because you're constantly being reminded. Oh yeah, like my daughter's always like, Dada, what did your dad do? And I'm like yelling at my kids, and I'm like, oh wait a minute, that's what my dad told me. Oh wait, don't do that because that's what my dad told me, and that's what my dad told me, and that's what my parents told me, and it's weird how it sticks. Like it's kind of like having kids is revenge for you growing up. My daughter leaves the fucking, what do you call it, bedroom light on all day long, just like me when I was a kid. Turn your light off. Turn your light off. Oh, I forgot. She is a fucking clone because she's always like, I forgot. I remember those words because they all came out of my mouth. I think they just got ejected into her now. It's like go fix your retainer. Oh, I forgot. I don't know where it is. Glad we didn't have a lot of retainers when our kids. A lot of people dentures and not dentures, retainers and teeth straightenings. But no, Lance, if you're watching this, Lance, it doesn't get any better. You just you just absorb it, go on, and you learn to celebrate your life. Like I try to build things and think like, my dad would like this. I drive to Vermont to go to the VA hospital and think, you know what? Yeah, it used to be nice. We'd drive there and he'd sit there and tell me probably the same 10 stories over and over every time. Same freaking stories. Oh, I remember that. And he'd be like, oh, you remember that place? And you mention the same places every time. And then I drive my kids and I mention the same places every time. I have the same 10 stories. My wife tells the same 10 stories. But you just go on and you remember the stuff they did. And it sucks. It really sucks. When your parents go on, you're like, what do you do? Like, I keep thinking, like, I'm a 50-something-year-old adult, and I'm like, this fucking sucks. Like, you gotta work, you gotta bust your ass off. But if it wasn't for my dad running a business, I wouldn't know a lot about business. I mean, I still feel like I don't know a lot, but he wouldn't tell you, like, it's getting shelving is impossible. Or when you have 10 items and you paid $1 from it all, and you sell it. To just say it's inflation. You paid $1, you sell them for $2, and what you learn being a business person, or I've learned from my father, is that last one is all profit. You could sell it for 50 cents. If it's there for a while, get rid of it and sell it. Like he taught me that. Like hey, that's the last one. Hey, somebody offers you, sell it. It's all profit. It doesn't matter what the hell you sell it for. And it's like just little things like that. I don't think my father would appreciate I swear like a freaking whatever. I mean, I heard him swear twice in my life, and he was mad. So, I don't know. We're all different, though. I'm not my father, but I've taken on a lot of little things. I'm sure some people would disagree. Some people will say, more like my mother. Fuck, I don't know. I don't know. But it sucks. So yeah, Lance, if you're still watching this and you hang up on me a little while ago, my condolences, and I'm fucking in shock. Like it's just whoa, it's not easy. Some people don't take it well, and if for those of you who don't know, in my culture, you get 10 days to mourn. The reason why is, and I'm probably butchering the simple explanation, is you get 10 days to mourn so that you don't go on mourning forever. You're not supposed to mourn forever. You get a certain period, you mourn, and after that you're supposed to celebrate the life. Why? Because in our culture, you keep the spirit here. You have to let the spirit go, because we're all spirits. I mean, I don't care what religion you believe in, unless you're, I don't know, whatever, one of these liberal nut jobs. I don't know, maybe it doesn't believe in whatever, but liberal nut jobs. I probably shouldn't say that. Get banned. But no, there's some people just like, oh, no spirit, no ghost. My house is freaking haunted. To explain that one. But unless you have a religion, it's like, oh no, there's no, like we're energy, and you have to let that energy go. And we're in our, I don't know what life I was in before, but I got to move on to my next one. Hopefully, I'll get to see all the folks that passed away, and I don't know, move on to wherever. But we are what we are. So we have to not keep that energy. We have to let them go off to wherever the white light is, and move on. Or you wait till World War III and we all get to see the white light for free. Really quick. Poof, white light. So anyway, I'll shut the hell up now before I make a mockery of this video. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and toodles, man. Like this, just fucking, I don't know. Thanks for watching.